Hey, what's happening, Bat fans? I'm K-Wing, and I've got your Titans vs. Justice League movie review right after this. And we're back. So this video covers some spoilers. There'll be a spoiler section and time code in the description where you can click away, but you've been warned right now. Alright, now to be honest, I really didn't hate this film. I know, right? But I still hate Batman Bad Blood. Actually, I showed that film to Superman the other day and captured his reaction on film. Enjoy. Superman. Sure, Superman, I can let you borrow a copy of Batman Bad Blood. I think you'd really enjoy Batwoman's performance, Superman. Bad Blood. Yep, that pretty much sums up my feelings perfectly about that movie. Big S, well, we're not really talking at the moment. He's not really returning my calls for some reason. Now, if you've seen one DC animated Batman film of late, this is pretty much another Robin story. But it's not bad, per se. That being said, the title Justice League vs. Titans is kinda misleading. More like Titans versus demons that look like the League. Also, once again, Nightwing has little to no role. Even though he created the Titans, a home for lost orphaned superpowered kids in this universe, so he's kind of this world's Professor X, kind of, but, you know, with hair, and he doesn't live at his school or really teach anybody anything. In this universe, he's more like the bus driver that drops the kids off and then goofs off somewhere else doing Nightwing things. Seriously, in these films, what the heck is Grayson doing? I want to see a movie about that explains what's going on during the alien invasions, supernatural takeovers, and metahuman brawls. Is he hosting game night with Shazam and Donna Troy or something? What is so important? So yeah, Dick Grayson has another cameo. WB basically also has Grayson and Star swap roles in this movie. Now she's the mentor figure to the kids, and Grayson is the lust-crazed boyfriend, which was actually Starfire's personality in every cameo in the Batman films when she was on the phone with Grayson in this animated universe. Great character development, DC. Sarcasm. As for the film itself, it's your typical Justice League movie, but without Aquaman or Green Lantern. Though it's a little better than the previous animated films. Just not by that much. Throne of Atlantis is still way better, and I strongly recommend watching that. But at its heart, what's interesting about this film is it's mostly a Titans movie, and it's pretty decent. Now, the story is an adaptation of the famous new Teen Titans Raven arc involving Trigon. If you don't know who that is, I'll explain briefly. Think like a devil, demon type thing that likes to wipe out worlds by collecting human souls. So in order to destroy stuff though, Trigon needs to be invited to the physical plane through witchcraft. Similar to how you have to have a vampire come into your house by saying, yeah, come on in, it's cool. Once they're inside though, say goodbye to life. So this guy is just one bad dude, and he's pretty powerful. I'm really happy with how this movie handled Trigon though. He was scary, intimidating, and, well, Trigon. Now in the 1980s, only the Teen Titans could ever take Trigon down. He wiped out the Justice League, the Justice League International, and whatever other teams were around, probably Justice Society? Don't really remember. Which is actually a very great Teen Titans arc, by the way. It's an amazing comic, and you guys should totally read that. Now, years later, Trigon was kind of like an off-and-on villain, and he did some really crazy stuff when he possessed Raven and ruined the Starfire Grayson wedding of the late 80s. Sorry, Dick and Bab fans, it happened, but they didn't get together. Now, Trigon has been an ongoing enemy for Nightwing and the Titans almost as long as Slade has. Even appeared in the Titans cartoons, the good one, and its later deformed cousin, where he just wants to spend time with his daughter, you know, enslaving the world together and maybe getting a Father's Day card. Anyway, in this film, the Titans cast consists of leader Starfire, then you have BB, Beast Boy, Raven, Blue Beetle, and newcomer Damian. Cyborg is a member of the League since the New 52 relaunch, and Nightwing is off somewhere doing something. Going by the ending of this film, though, there's actually a teaser that this will not be the last Titans film. We might actually get to see the Judas Contract, though with a different cast of Titans, so it might not be the same. Anyway, the big difference right away compared to other Titan incarnations is Raven and Beast Boy are de-aged to be about 13 and 14, which is roughly the same age as Damian. Yes, Damian has aged. Over the course of the series, he's about 12 or 13 now. So yeah, they're kind of doing the whole New 52 thing still. But maybe when Rebirth kicks in, they'll start to do Rebirth movies. Now, Ray and BB are younglings, so yeah. If you've seen Young Justice, Beast Boy's kind of like that, except not as funny. Nightwing and Starfire and Cyborg are roughly the same age in this universe, so think of like, when they helped out Tim Drake's team of Teen Titans. But the movie kind of plays out like a bad tween romantic drama, sort of, and I can really see this film in my head going something like this, and I will paint the scene for you.
Damien is a rich kid with issues. Lots of issues. Gets into a fight with his brother and runs around in cosplay. After blowing up Dad's airplane, he's sent away to superhero boarding school, where he meets the girl that will change his life forever. Raven is the shyest girl on campus and likes to talk to herself. She too knows what it's like to be different and also doesn't get along with her father, who wants her to follow in his footsteps. After Damien gets into a fight, she reads his mind and gets closer to him, wanting to free the scared little boy hiding behind a samurai sword of sadness. Teen Titans Go! Fall in Love this summer. From the director that brought you My Hair is on Fire and Clowns Are Evil, comes a heartwarming tale about superhero love, the empath and the assassin, and a coming-of-age story about love and friendship. Justice League versus the Teen Titans.
So yeah, that's what the film kind of is like. Raven's point of view is what you see mostly in this film, especially after Robin comes to the Titans Tower. So I liked how they switched up that dynamic a little bit. Also, she isn't a dull character like Batwoman in Bad Blood. Her origin is actually handled with respect and very well, and I actually liked her character in this film. I couldn't get enough of Ray. She felt like a mixture of the 80s shy Raven from the comic books and her withdrawn kind of emo attitude from the Titans cartoon show that everybody remembers. Her character is very OP though, which I'm surprisingly okay with. But Ray liking Damien feels very rushed and is going to be a thing probably going forward. How else can you tame a bad boy? Well, you give him a superpowered girlfriend, of course. Speaking of the Brat Wonder though, Damien is still way too over the top in these movies, so if you don't like him, he's more or less the same. As my wife puts it, Robin is the Superman of these movies. He is just invincible and crazy. One scene really sticks out to me that proves this point. The Titans are surrounded and Robin arrives and defeats them all like nothing. Even though, the Titans all have powers, they're getting their butts kicked and Robin saves them. And it's just like, oy vey. It was like, okay. But the little squirt, I will admit, he's growing on me just a tad. In Titans Versus, he actually starts to develop something called human emotions. He must have stole Data's personality chip or something because this kid is getting interesting. Another character that's actually starting to become likable in these films is Superman. Yes, I know what I just said. I couldn't hate him in this film no matter how hard I tried. Don't get me wrong, I still despise the Wonder Woman Clark thing because it just feels awkward and ugh. But in this movie, he displayed intelligence, charm, and even a little bit of humor. I laughed at a Superman joke. Yeah. So keep doing what you're doing with him, DC animated films, because Superman is getting better. The other Leaguers have a limited role in this film. Really limited. Cyborg and Batman team up for a while, looking for clues, like Scooby-Doo style, then Victor helps out the Titans for most of the film. Some characters even say Victor is a better fit for that team. I wonder why that is. Maybe because he was a Titan? Well, he needs to be. Stupid 52. Starfire was okay in this movie. She acted really normal in this though, which might annoy some Starfire fans. No cute, confused, backwards speech, alien dialogue. Her major trait in this movie is that she's a super protective hero mom, more or less. But you really get the feeling that she cares for these little kids and wants to keep them safe. And that is kawaii. Wasn't really a fan of Blue Beetle and Beast Boy in this though. They're okay, but it's like the writers are really trying to force that two best friends mechanic, and it just doesn't work. You can't recreate the magic of Psy and Beastie. That chemistry is legendary, DC. Remember that. Jaime just felt downplayed in this film, unlike his Young Justice role, and that bothered me. Also, BB is super arrogant and just unlikable in this movie. Yes, he jokes around and kind of acts like Young Justice Beast Boy, but the impression that Emma and I got from him, he doesn't really do anything, and there's really nothing that we learn about him other than that Gar was dropped off to the Titans Tower when he was a kid, and he was developing some type of green skin condition and he can transform into animals. Still, his animal powers were off the chain, but that DDR scene was lame. Okay, so spoilers ahead and plot details incoming, so skip ahead in the time code description thing because I'm doing this. So the movie starts with the Justice League versus the Legion of Doom. Lots of action right off the bat, so if you like that kind of stuff, cool. After the major battle, a Trigon follower possesses the Weather Wizard, you know, that guy from The Flash, who then goes out of control and gives trouble even for Superman, since magic or supernatural is involved. Aside from good old kryptonite, Supes is actually weak to magic because of reasons. Seeing that Big Red is in trouble, Robin blows up the Batwing and saves the day. Then he's like, what? Other Leaguers is just like, okay. By the way, Robin saying what is the annoying running gag in this film, so get used to it. Or don't. Flash is like, maybe you should send Robin to boarding school or something so he can learn some superhero manners. And Batman's like, I know just the place. Now, because Robin disobeyed orders, he gets sent to the Titans because it's a plot. Nightwing then drives him there since Batman isn't really speaking to his son at the moment because the Boy Wonder totally upstaged Dad. So Batman's out brooding somewhere and upset that, he looks really lame in front of his friends when his kid did what he couldn't, stop the bad guy. Grayson says it'll be good for Damian to learn, how to work as a team with kids his own age and make some friends. And says, you're gonna have to learn how to be social. And Damian's like, meh. He then drops off Little Bro to superhero daycare, complete with its own danger room from the X-Men. I kid you not. Anyway, Starfire and Grayson have this awkward handshake thing, teasing fans with a past relationship, but not confirming anything. Damian is like, I'm not stupid. I know you two are going out and stuff. Needless to say, the Boy Wonder is bad at first impressions and sharing. In the danger room, he gets into a fight because he wouldn't let the other kids play the Death VR machine with him. Jaime goes all crazy and attacks Damian and loses because he only wears a weapon. Robin is the weapon. Then this happens.
Enough! I tried to stop it. Dios mío.
All right, I'll admit it. I cheered. Take that, you little puke. Replay. Oh, good times. But because DC likes to crush my hopes of Two-Face Jr., Raven heals Robin and gets inside his head. Sees things about his future, too, then starts to like him. Yep, I sense couples counseling in the future. So, what is the League up to in this movie? Subplot material. Superman shows us how normal he is by doing laundry in a laundromat, then gets possessed like something out of a horror movie, complete with ice effect and bloody walls. Ugh. Next, he has an awkward date with Wonder Woman, who's complaining about the movie they just saw, which may or may not be Deadpool. Diana mentions lots of heavy language, violence, and explosions. Yep, it's Deadpool. Superman, who's an uber Deadpool fan, acts like Wonder Woman has cooties and runs off and doesn't want to talk to her, leaving the poor girl stunned, thinking maybe I should have dated Batman. Don't worry, Diana, you're gonna trade up to Ben Affleck. I have a feeling, Speaking about the Dark Knight, though, he investigates more of the supernatural stuff, and then Superman, as you know, watched Bad Blood and goes crazy, almost kills Atomic Skull, and then Batman shows up with the kryptonite in front of Wonder Woman like, see girl, I'm really a man. No sissy green rock is gonna bring me down. Wonder Woman's like, geek, and leaves. Batman has his feelings hurt, returns to the Batcave, cries a little bit, and then has Alfred call some supermodels. Back at the Titans Tower, which looks an awful lot like the Go one, Robin is having a tough time fitting in because, well, he's a ninja assassin and making friends is hard. Corey is very annoyed with Damian, though, because he messed with her computer and calls Grayson to complain. Then drives the kids to an amusement park. And that's the last we see of Grayson. Damian starts to show a softer side of himself and hints at feelings deep under the surface. Then demons show up and crash the party. Raven has left the group to fight on her own to protect her friends and gets whooped. Starfire then goes into protective super sucker mom mode and loses all her earned coolness points when this scene happens. Well, at least they did the guys too, right? That's something. Robin's like, I don't need to do that. I'll just grab my sword. Hey, who would lock this dumpy car? You know what? Screw it. After Robin saves the day again, Raven takes them on a field trip and tells them her origin. After returning home, the Justice League show up, and by this point, the movie is probably about 10 minutes left. Raven warns that something is coming to attack the League, and then all the Justice Leaguers turn into demons and fight. And the fight lasts for like a minute, maybe. All you need to know is the League wins and Raven leaves to save her friends. Cyborg and the Titans learn that Robin has placed tracers on everyone. Cue the what line again. Everybody stares. Stare. They then go to the Middle East to stop demons from coming to the Earth. They fail, but Damian does this to Superman. This is the difference between father and son, ladies and gentlemen. Batman does this. Robin does this. Hardcore. So then Trigon shows up and the Justice League can't do squat. It's like insects attacking a giant or something. He's just like, yeah, you guys are weak. Even the sonic boom punch does nothing from the Flash. So the Titans then go to hell, you know, the place, and retrap Trigon, and everybody lives happily ever after. Robin and Raven have another tween moment, just because Robin and Ray might have this thing in Rebirth, which... You know, why is it that so many Robins do not get girlfriends until they become a Titan? You want to know how to girlfriend before going to superhero high school? Tim Drake. He is the only one. Because spoiler was before Wonder Girl, and Stephanie Brown is so much cooler. I love them together, I'm sorry. All right, settle down. Now, this happens at the end of the credits. So Terra shows up on her rocks going to Titan's Tower to cause mischief. Now, the rumor is Slade is also returning, and he's going to use Terra to take down the Titans, like in Judas Contract, to get revenge on Robin for what happened in Son of Batman. Though originally, Dick Grayson did something to Slade that ticked him off, but he wanted revenge anyway. So, you know, as long as they write this movie correctly and don't screw over Nightwing's role and diminish it again for a very popular Titan story, I think the Judas Contract thing will be pretty good. To wrap up, though, Titans vs. Justice League isn't a bad film. The plot doesn't really drag on, and all the story elements seem to finish well. There's no loose ends. The Titans are way more likable than the Justice League in this universe, and that's a good thing. Personally, I think DC Animation has been milking the Super Friends and Batman movies way too much of late, so it'd be nice to see some different characters. Maybe get a Green Lantern movie, or a Titans movie again, or a Nightwing movie, or how about a Tim Drake movie? DC? Red Hood? Somebody? Anyway, my biggest gripe of the film was definitely Starfire and Nightwing's role. Also, no mention of the Titans' past whatsoever. You have this giant building and only 4 people live in it. 5, now counting Damian. But huge tower, what happened to the original members? Who are the original members? How long has Dick Grayson been running this superhero charity for kids? Why did Corey and Grayson act like they weren't together? These questions fill my head, and there's no answers. That being said, my favorite character in this movie is definitely Raven. She really stepped up. Her story was interesting, she had a relevance to the plot, and didn't feel thrown in like Batwoman did. Beast Boy and Blue Beetle need to be handled better though, with more respect. But yeah, this film is totally watchable, and I think Titan fans will have a lot of fun with it. At times, some of the movie even feels like a lost episode of Young Justice. So if you guys and gals like that, then buy this movie. Teen Titans vs. Justice League is now available on Amazon Digital and will come out on Blu-ray and whatever else sometime in mid-April. And that's it, that's all. Now I want to hear from all of you. What did you think about this movie? Did you love it or hate it? Let me know in the comments, because I love hearing what you guys and gals think. Just keep it civil and have fun. If you like this review, hit that like button and share this video with your friends. Until next time, God bless and happy viewing. Take care.